Vietnam.
Mapping.
Then Thailand. Thailand no need GIS because Thailand training GIS last week, so that you are skill on GIS already.
A map, maybe we need what Mom Susan was trying to tell us is the coaching on how we do rapid, how we call that.
This is loop linkage, training on fishing gear selection, BRD, TED, JTED, LED, LMD, no, not LED, the light thing. Design, trial, demonstration, this is a kind of package that Mr. Bandit very best experience on. So I do not worry about the details, theory, and develop the package program.
So that is maybe it's reasonable.
Yes.
Just already conducted at the pilot site. And the second one, because in the year 2013, we just adopted the master plan for the fishery development. And under this master plan, the provinces, 28 provinces, why we would like to introduce the EAFM concept for the nationwide in 28 provinces in order they can apply this concept.
Okay.
So what is the training of trainers or a national?
It's a training division head of September.
New generation for doing for EAFM. I think they are very good. What I observe, and it depends on each country request. No? Like Vietnam, what I understand that you would like to expand the module case in Kiên Giang for EAFM to more level in the Vietnam level.
To put some comparative study of the EAFM story from the success story. Yes, very, very important because EAFM is not new. We have never tried 100% magnitude of EAFM in one pilot site, in one, we call fishery area demarcation, or even boat, or even resort. We don't have that. But this request is quite important if we would like to promote to this concept to this region. Reflect from two countries. May I ask Thailand more clarification? Visit site, you mean we are going to the hot zone and then do conflict management?
From the group, they have country, like how they manage the conflict, something like that.
Yeah, I think if it is a need that is expressed by the country and it will support the project, I think it could be included in the country, in the LOA. So it should be a training, but I think maybe it should not be phrased like the English language. It's maybe
an important capacity. The better, it's important that people can communicate well in fisheries issues. But I would argue meetings like this and the meetings we've had over the last 2 weeks are perfect opportunity for people to develop their English language skills. Do we really need additional activities? The whole idea of a regional project is to build capacities.
Vietnam, only one. I leave issue of Indonesia related with IPOA, related with technical guideline for control fishing capacity to Madam because it's FAO publication and guideline.
So the socioeconomic study that we should do in all of the countries. We need some sort of how do you call it, coaching, hands-on coaching on this, just to simplify or shorten the process of having this information on socioeconomic and gender issues.
That as I scanned it, it's the context. It's something to start with, but not specific maybe to be able to determine the impacts of your management measures.
SEPDEC have already developed one guideline for socio-economic data collection for freshwater or inland. I'm not sure. Dr. Patariya and her team. Later I will check and send you information. Exact. Okay, may I hand over?
So we will look at the support that is needed from FAO. This is both from here in Bangkok as well as in Rome. No? So we say FAO technical support in general. Hanoi? What do you think, Rick?
Discuss in Ho Chi Minh later this month, but just to point out, the MTE recommendation was that we don't focus on no further direct work by the project on appropriate incentive packages. So
we cannot support with our data. Yeah, that's why how to rearrange the better way.
Yeah, and session on the fishing capacity management. And in this national plan fishing capacity management, we would like to apply the input control for the trout fishery. So yeah, and in FAO, Rebecca is dealing with that, and she has a lot of experience. And we also put in our plan under the 2.4, 2.4 about the conduct the recommendation. Yes, for the input control under the fishery management plan, and also the plan about the reduce the input from the trout fishery sector, and maybe set the timeline prioritize for coastal trout fishery first.
Usually, Thailand have managed about the fishing capacity in many ways, and for Indonesian comment, I would like to comment to have the FAO document you can find from FAO. But
the difference that Dr. Mala mentioned is, I think, the FAO technical guidance on managing fishing capacity. It was issued 2008 maybe, and there are actually well, we can calculate the fishing capacity based on the resources, which is invisible. We can also calculate fishing capacity based on the profitability of the industry. So it's like a biological approach and economical aspect approach, and there is one other method to calculate the fishing capacity. So
to agree with the stakeholders, actually, the information and the data that should be used. So I think it's more which this process would lead you to arrive at a decision on the management of the fishing capacity.
For others to come and tell her opinion or his opinion, and that may trigger the confidence among themselves or something like. Even in I see it in fishing technology where I really work. Even in when discussing the how your gear or how your gear works, or how it is efficient and how it is beneficial among yourself, and you are among the locals, and you are from the same country, but usually when people come from other countries and bringing new, and it is helpful to move things. You see.
Picked up on is that we're not getting FAO people or CFTech RFU people are not getting around the countries enough.
That's right.
Maybe not for a specific task. On what sort of frequency should you get a visit from either CFTech RFU or from FAO RAC?
Book, we also provide for that. Actually, this is for all country. Yes, we do. And I think in your LOA also should do some prepare some budget to do that. I will listen.
Publish already relevant to our projects. So if we could get copies, we could use it as our reference. You see, these are very important, but also from CFTech. And if there are references, I think it would help through reading. Even if they are in English, we can do.
I think we also have a problem with is we have not sure that are there any copyright or not copyright.
I think if you download it from the internet, it's fine. Yeah, but if you want to reproduce it, then you have to request FAO. There is a particular, in each of the FAO publications, you need to ask, and it's just a matter of, it's a pro forma. Some of the countries, it is not necessarily a technical support at the project side. For example, for PNG, it's more like a discussion on Skype and through email.
Several meeting and several experiment and many, so many, and then we have the policy to enlarge the website and what at the which one, how many the website length or something, and then we have like for example we have several experiment about the website, and then we found that the suitable website is about 5.5 up to 5.5, and after that we have many equipment for this, and then we consider the fish cost, the size of the fish cost. If you use 5.5, the fish may be released all the stakeholder, and then we put at the like a compromise. Usually the former one is the fisherman use 2.5 at actual daily catch, and then we up to 4 centimeter, and that is like a negotiate for among the stakeholder and for the government to make the 4 centimeter. And then we also have the many experiment also from the government side and the fisher together to make an experiment. And then we come up that 4 centimeter may be suitable for both sides, win-win for both sides, to 4 centimeter, and then we make the project. But the delay of the project is maybe 2 or 3 years, and come to now not yet experiment in the project, but we may make some experiment parallel to the government or to the Department of Fishery. Now the Department of Fishery come up solution for their own experiment. Even we have in the Ribic not yet finished or not yet start, but we can compromise together for the goal at 4 centimeters for raw fishery management.
The FAO Fishing Vessel Energy Audit. Simple explanation is we put the flow meter for the fuel consumption of the main engine.
Best size enlargement, we also try to know the difference between fuel consumption, but there is no significant difference on the fuel consumption between the traditional mesh size and 4 centimeter mesh size. So this is very difficult to add this issue for experiment. Yes.
They have some different from Thailand, no?
Okay, well, I don't want to look. Without going into a lot of detail, because the situation is, if you really want to reduce fuel consumption, the fuel consumption is different between the types of vessels. Outboard trawl will be different from pier trawl, different from push netter. If you want to reduce the consumption of the fuel on an outboard trawl, you have to change the outboard, because this is one of the things. You cannot only change the mesh size. You have to change the type of mesh to knotless meshes without any knots. You have to change the type of twine in order to have significant savings in fuel. So it's not only about the fuel and whether you go with the current and against the current. If you want to make significant changes to the fuel consumption, you need to change and to modify the gear significantly also.
Private sector on our letter. If we would like to invite, we have to do the additional letter to invite directly to the private sector. Thank you.
We would like to suggest you to invite the association, Shrimp Trawl Fishing Association. Then they will choose. Yeah.
Yes, that's. They need those raw materials. They need it all the time. Otherwise, the factory have to shut down.
However, please be assured that I have kept myself abreast of the progress of the workshop through our colleagues from CITEC. While this regional workshop is coming to an end, we wish to thank all of you for your very active participation during the deliberations. I observed from the first and last day of this workshop, you were able to review the activities and harmonize your respective work plans of the project second years in alignment with national level goals contributed to the Big 2 CTI goals through EAFM concept and includes RF2 plan to support plan of each country, which could be one of the very critical outputs of this workshop. With the final work plans as the lifeline of the project, RF2 of Rubik 2 CTI and CITEC look forward to its implementation to enable the project to develop and promote the strategies for trawl fisheries by catch management, which is very vital in this very sensitive area of our region. Our continued endeavors to uphold the efforts in preserving and conserving the fisheries and marine resources in the most dedicated coral triangle of Southeast Asia could be our legacy to the stakeholders in this very vital area of our region. At this juncture, please allow me to inform you that we are very much impressed with the efforts of all concerned in finalizing the work plans as well as setting the timeline and target of the project. Being aware that the implementation of the project has been put off many times, we are therefore happy that this workshop has come up with the concrete plans, majorities of which are scheduled to be implemented in the year 2014-2015, ensuring us that the project would be formally continued. Lastly, please be assured that the RF2 of Rubik 2 CTI, CITEC, and the FAO would do our best to sustain the implementation of this project. Thank you once again for your active participation during this regional workshop of the Rubik 2 project, and allow me now to close this workshop. Good day.
you.